For today's devotional, I kind of wanted to touch on really like faith like Abraham. This is something that is talked about, I think, a lot in, Christian circles and stuff. And faith of Abraham is really, it's laying your Isaac down. Abraham took Isaac, the promise that God gave him, and God told him to sacrifice his son, to sacrifice Isaac, the very thing that God said, this is my promise to you. God told him to sacrifice it. And, I think something that gets a little bit misperceived in this story and in the way we maybe can perceive it and teach it is that God likes to take away good things that he gives us. And God likes to kind of be like vindictive in it, where it's like he doesn't want us to have good things. We can almost like perceive that sometimes when it's like, well, Lord, you gave me this blessing, but I know you're going to call me to sacrifice it. I know that I'm not supposed to have anything good, when that's actually, it couldn't be further from the truth. And there's a verse actually in Hebrews 11 that talks about Abraham and Isaac in the faith that Abraham had. And this really, when I read this, kind of freed me when I was thinking about God, actually. So it goes like this. By faith, Abraham, when God tested him, offered Isaac as a sacrifice. He who had received the promise was about to sacrifice his one and only son. He received the promise and he's about to sacrifice him. Even though God said to him, it's through Isaac your offspring will be reckoned. And then here's the verse that freed me in this, is the verse right after it though. Abraham reasoned God could raise him from the dead. And that is really the faith I believe that Abraham was justified by. Was the faith that wasn't just saying, okay, God, I'm going to lay this Isaac down. It was the faith that said, God, I know your character. And you said that the promise was through Isaac. Well, you can raise him from the dead. If you're calling me to lay him down, you can raise him from the dead. Because here's the interesting thing. God promised Isaac to Abraham. And guess what Abraham got through it all? He got Isaac. And I know sometimes the situations and stuff in our own life, it's hard to identify, Lord, what is that Isaac? What actually are you like calling me to receive and calling me to like lay down and stuff like that? But I think honestly, we can get a little bit too caught up in looking for things to lay down for God instead of looking for God's character. Like if God calls me to lay something down, he's going to restore something back to me. And that is the faith that we're justified by. It's not the faith of our works. It's the faith of knowing the character of God. And he's a good God that wants to give you his promises, that wants to give you his blessings, and will give them to you. We just got to believe. We got to believe his character. When we're tested, we need to know that he is a God who is a giver. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.